Monday evening, Southeast Texas. We're going to take an in-depth look at your forecast over the next 15 minutes. Right now, temperatures are rapidly falling because of the winds calming, the dry air, and high pressure overhead with clear skies. Looking at downtown Beaumont, courtesy of Packard LaPrade, already 53 in downtown Beaumont. It's already well into the 40s up in the lakes area. It's part of the Roofing 911 Skycam network. If your allergies have been bothering you, well, it's because of ragweed today. Very heavy or high levels of ragweed being reported across southeast Texas. Mold is up, and so is tree pollen at moderate levels on the Southeast Texas allergy report. So taking a look at over the next 7 days, here's what we expect. Obviously a cold night and Tuesday morning. By the afternoon with lots of sun, we should see highs into the upper 60s, maybe around 70. It may be surprising to see us get up to 70 degrees tomorrow, but low humidity, couple cool or chilly nights as we will continue the warming trend. Dry weather expected to persist right on through Friday. Sunday is our best chance, I believe, of shower and thunderstorm activity at this point. Not going to go crazy with high chances because it's so far out, and I'll show you a graphic which explains that in just a second. So tomorrow morning, I'm not going to be surprised one iota. We get a 29 up towards Burkeville, 30, 32 up in the lakes area. So it is going to be a cold morning. Most areas will not need, up in the lakes, will not need to drip their pipes. I don't know your particular setup, but most, and generally speaking, I say, not for a light freeze. You want to take care of your plants and cover them or bring them in, and of course make sure your doggy has a warm bed. Otherwise, here in the triangle, no freeze, and you don't need to drip. Mid to upper 30s. So frost expected from I-10 northwards at least towards the lakes area. That's why we're going to be watching for the plants because of the frost potential. So again, I-10 orange, Hardin, Tyler, Jasper, Newton counties under a freeze warning tonight and tomorrow morning. And then closer to the coastline, included South Orange and Jefferson counties will be under a frost advisory. Frost can kill plants, especially the sensitive ones. So make sure those are taken care of. So tomorrow, we're going to go with a high of 69, maybe 70 tomorrow. It's going to be a breezy day. And of course, the mid-30s here in the triangle. And again, we may be a little surprised at the high tomorrow. It's going to be 69, 70, 71. This may be a little bit warm, but beautiful weather tomorrow. Mostly sunny skies expected, low humidity, a little more comfortable than what we saw today. And for the lakes area, we'll go 68 again. Fairly breezy day coming up tomorrow morning and afternoon. We're going to go colder than modeling, obviously, and a little cooler up in the lakes area. We think we'll get mostly sunny skies. Obviously, no chance of precipitation coming up tomorrow. It looks like a fantastic Veterans Day. Thank you to all the veterans who have served. We appreciate it and enjoy our freedoms. Here in Beaumont, we should be around 37 at 7 a.m., closer to about 30, 32 up in the lakes area. By noontime, mid-60s with lots of sun. On the way to about 68, 69, maybe 71. That would be nice under mostly sunny skies, and start cooling down to 64 by 7 p.m. As far as the drought monitor, obviously it is concerning that we are under a moderate to a severe drought, level 3, over portions of western Hardin, Tyler, and Chambers counties, as we're now back up to 7 inches below normal for rainfall since just September the 1st. Consequently, Jasper County has reissued their burn ban effective immediately, and I expect more counties to do the same thing because of the worsening drought conditions. Remember, when you have dry air like we saw today, it pools moisture, further drying grasses and brush, and that's why we are going to see another high fire danger. Not as high as today because we don't have as much wind, but it'll still be breezy tomorrow. A high fire danger across I-10 northwards through the lakes area. So what does that mean? It means that fires can start easily and they can spread rapidly, especially in outlying areas. So please do what you can to reduce the ignition of fires or the start of fires so that they don't get out of control. Otherwise, moderate risk for Liberty, Chambers, and also southern Jefferson County tomorrow. So here's what we expect after a cold start tomorrow morning. Should see about 69, 70 here in the triangle. It's going to be a breezy day. Could see some winds off the Gulf around 20 miles an hour, and that'll start bringing moisture levels up tomorrow, so closer to 80. Look at that. That's a 20-degree increase in low temperatures in one day. 35 one morning, 54 the next morning, and it's because of the wind direction. Partly cloudy skies are expected Wednesday and Thursday. We're up to 80 and low of only 60 degrees, so nice warming trend underway over the next couple of days. No rainfall expected. Look how quickly the temperatures are already down to 40, at least at the airport, 43 at Jasper, and into the mid to upper 40s to around 50. We're looking at mostly clear skies coming up tonight. We do not expect the clouds that we're going to see tonight, the very few clouds. They're high clouds. They're not going to help us as far as being a blanket, in other words. It would be nice to have a blanket of cloud cover to keep us from falling so cold. Now, these are dew points, and just think of it this way. When you have a dew point of 32, if your temperature gets to 32, then you get 100% relative humidity. If your dew point is 28 and your temperature goes to 28, you get 100% relative humidity. The humidity, the amount of humidity, is based on the dew point. So the closer you are to that dew point, the closer you are to becoming 100% saturated. So when you see dew points like this, you know it's going to be a cold night with clear skies and relaxing winds as high pressure builds on in. This is exceedingly dry air over southeast Texas, helping us to get down to some cold mornings with high pressure building on in. Look at the northerly flow in the upper levels, dragging in some cirrus clouds, and look at the East Texas Lakes area. There is, wow, you can even see Dam B. That's how clear the skies are. There is San Rayburn, Toledo Bend, Lake Houston, even Conroe showing up. Very easy to see that because of the clear skies and light winds and high pressure. But already on the backside of the high, they're already seeing southerly winds warming up, and there's your warm front into West Texas. That's why they're warmer than us right now. But it is cold already over towards Alabama, already down into the 30s that way, as they continue to watch snow in through the Smokies because of a deep trough of low pressure moving over towards the eastern Great Lakes. And this is a fairly strong trough for this time of year. It brought lake effect snows in through Lake Superior over towards Indiana and back over to Illinois. Some snow falling over and towards the Smokies this evening. Very deep trough for this time of year, kind of unusual. That's why we're seeing cold temperatures. I'm going to have to check. I don't think we'll see a record coming up tomorrow morning, but again, ridge of high pressure off towards our west, and that's what we're going to be seeing. Northwest flow now. That means beautiful weather. So this deep trough of low pressure will be out of here like Friday's check. Ridge of high pressure will replace it over towards Texas as we head towards middle, the latter part of the work week. So that ensures we will not see any rainfall through at least Friday. It also means that temperatures will be warming. Now, we're going to turn our attention to this low pressure system over towards the Baja. The question is timing. Is this model doing a good job of tracking this low? Is it too early? Is it too fast? Is the trajectory going to be along I-10? Is the trajectory going to be along the Red River? Is the trajectory going to be through the Panhandle, Oklahoma, and off towards the Midwest? It is just very early right now to promise you rain at this point, and I'm not going to do it. We'll go with a 30 to 40% coverage at this point as we head towards Sunday. Now, does this mean that the low is moving at the correct speed? Don't know. It hadn't even moved into the Baja right now. Models do very poorly when you get systems coming out of the southwest. Why? Well, there's tons of weather stations over the U.S., not so much over Mexico. So that's less weather data going into those models, which those models need to forecast the speed, the intensity, and the track. So this is based on, a lot of this is satellite data that is going into the model projecting where this goes. Now this particular model takes it pretty far removed off towards our northwest, over towards the Panhandle, towards Springfield and then on towards the Midwest. Now this is Monday at 7 a.m. This particular model has it here. But is it too slow? Is it over towards the Midwest by this time? Some models are showing that. So there's a lot of uncertainty exactly how much rain we're going to get coming up towards the weekend. So the forecast will basically change over the next few days as we get a better idea. So let me start that over again. Hopefully we'll get that to move on off. There we go. So again, here we are. I'm going to start this over again because I want you to see this. Look at this. Okay, by Thursday, it's just coming ashore in the Pacific. Please tell me how many weather stations we have out in the Pacific. Not very many. All we have is satellite data and a few buoys, okay? That's why we fly planes into hurricanes, because they drop zones. Those are weather stations that fall from the plane level, the flight level, all the way to the surface. Measures temperature, pressure, wind speed, wind direction, all that data goes into the models. This isn't even moved on the West Coast yet by Thursday. So until then, models are just guessing. So we're going to keep it low until we see the whites of its eyes. Maybe towards, say, Friday into Saturday, we'll have a better idea of whether or not we're going to see anything out of this coming up Sunday into Monday. And this may be too slow, as I said. But again, if this is correct as far as the placement and intensity Saturday, we're not going to see much. What we'll see with that southwest flow is high-level cloudiness moving on in. So as I've said, I don't want to cop out, but I'm just telling you that the best and the most prudent forecast right now is to go with low chances for rain, especially in a drought. So tonight, though, let's take care of the short-range forecast. We're going to go with colder than what the modeling is showing. This model is showing what? 34 to it's going to be colder than that. We're going to go 29 up in Burkeville. It's 5 degrees under modeling, and we'll go about 32, 31 up and towards Jasper and Woodville. So I would certainly expect freezing temperatures, maybe from Silsbee northwards, and frosty levels. I like the temperatures along I-10 here. I think that's too warm in Port Arthur. Otherwise, clear skies. We'll see easterly winds at daybreak, and then look how the winds turn more to the south and east tomorrow afternoon, and that's a warming wind. There we go, starting to warm those temperatures up. For you warm weather fans, we're looking at temperatures tomorrow probably into the upper 60s to around 70 degrees under sunny skies. On the Gulf, looking at, mostly, I should say slightly choppy seas around 1 to 2 feet. And a southeast wind at 10 to 15 knots. Now that is not small craft advisory criteria. That's just through this evening. That will be likely dropped, if not already, overnight. So one high tide tomorrow at 1:04 p.m. Sunset at 5:21. Water temperature at 71. So tonight mostly clear. Could see a little high level cirrus. Otherwise, winds go calm. And when the winds go calm, you have clear skies and dry air. The temperature tumbles. So we'll go 29 Burkeville, 32 in Jasper and Kirbyville, 30 Spurger. Nice night for the fireplace. Pretty close to freezing in Silsbee, Coons, back over to Buna. Don't think we'll get to freezing here in the Triangle. Go the mid to upper 30s. That's good enough for frost. So the plants on the back porch that you want to protect, bring them in. Make sure the kids are bundled up. They'll need those jackets and coats, and they probably won't need it coming up tomorrow afternoon as we hit highs close to 70. Now the winds tomorrow will be off the Gulf, and they'll be at times up to 20 miles an hour. Is exactly what I have in the forecast. A lot of sun. Highs will be in the upper 60s. We may be